Hi, my name is Samuel Johnny, and I'm the branch manager of Southwest Funding. Today we're going to discuss our current market, specifically Q1 of this year. Real estate is cycle, and the current cycle is a seller's market. And I would say we've been trending towards a seller's market since 2016. That's when I first began to see multiple offer situations where buyers were competing against one another for the exact same property. Our previous cycle was a buyer's market, but that was driven by the 2008 recession caused by the housing bubble. Buyers had leverage then because homes were being sold at a fraction of what the original buyers paid for them and sitting on the market for months before receiving an offer. Millions of homes were lost to foreclosure in large part due to the subprime loans, mortgage fraud, and the appraisal fraud. So we had a surplus of foreclosed homes available for purchase on the market from banks, coupled with traditional sellers looking to sell their homes because values were tanking due to an increase in inventory and low demand from buyers during that time period. So how do we get to our current problem? In a seller's market, the seller of the home has all the leverage. This means that the buyer is going to pay at or above asking price for a desirable property. The first weekend that a home is listed for sale, it's common to see a line of 10 plus buyers waiting in their vehicles for an opportunity to see the same exact property. So before you even enter the home, you know you already have intense competition. And the offers that are being accepted are very aggressive offers. I'm getting purchase agreements where buyers are paying $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 over the list price, and then coupling that with an appraisal guarantee, free occupancy, and waiving the inspection contingencies. So I have buyers that are offering $210,000 for a home listed for $200,000, and they are willing to pay $210,000 even if the property only appraises for $200,000. So they are paying $10,000 for their down payment, plus another $6,000+ for closing costs, and then paying an additional $10,000 over the appraised value. So a $200,000 home may cost you nearly $30,000 out of pocket to beat out the other offers the seller receives. How did we get here? There's a shortage of inventory because homeowners are not selling their homes. Instead, they are opting to stay put and make updates to the properties. Data provided by the National Association of Realtors cites that as of 2018, the median duration of home ownership in the US is 13 years. This means that when someone purchases a home, they won't be selling that home again for over a decade. In the past, it was common for homeowners to move fairly frequently. This might be a trade up to a bigger home as incomes increased and the circumstances improved, or a downsizing move for empty nesters. In the 7 years before the housing market crash in 2008, the average time homeowners remained in a home was close to 4 years. So you go from having the same property listed for sale every 4 years to now having that property off the market for 13 years on average. Remember, coming out of the recession, homes were being sold for pennies on the dollar compared to what they once sold for. So you have a homeowner today that purchased in 2013 for $150,000, and now their property is worth $300,000. If they decided to sell this year, they would have to pay significantly more than what they paid back in 2013. If they wanted to purchase a home similar to theirs in the same market, they would be paying double what they paid. If they wanted to trade up to a bigger home, they may end up with a $400,000 to $500,000 mortgage versus a $130,000 mortgage loan obtained nearly 10 years prior, assuming they would even qualify for that type of mortgage payment. So you go from having a mortgage payment of $1,000 a month to a proposed payment of $3,000 or more. Most people either can't make that jump or don't want to, which contributes to an inventory shortage. So the homeowners that stay put just renovate the home because it's cheaper than moving. The other issue is that for existing homeowners that do want to sell, they don't have anywhere to go. New housing construction rates during the 1990s and 2000s were consistently higher than rates since the 2008 recession. According to census data, in January 06, there were over 2 million new construction starts versus an average of 1.2 million new construction starts since 2015. So you have half as many homes being built today than we did 15 years ago, which also contributes to homeowners staying put for 13 years on average versus 4 years on average 15 years ago. Other issues contributing to our inventory shortage are that it's more difficult to get a mortgage now than it was pre-recession. Credit guidelines are stricter, and minimum down payment requirements are higher as well. And you must verify everything, where your income and your assets are derived from. All in all, you have a historical decline in the available homes listed for sale, a decline in new home starts, and a surplus of buyers looking to purchase homes. So if we remember our high school econ class, low supply and high demand drive prices up and create a new equilibrium point. So where do we go from here? I don't see any quick fix to transition us from a seller's market back towards a buyer's market, or even having a semblance of balance between the two. I see more indicators that suggest us remaining in our current cycle than a return to normalcy anytime soon. New construction starts were beginning to increase, but the cost of lumber has tripled over the last 12 months, which is driving prices for new homes up 5 to 10% as well. So the Metro Detroit area will have a new equilibrium as far as price per square foot is concerned. It will be more expensive to purchase a home in our market for many, many years to come. If I were a buyer today, I would be very, very selective in where I chose to purchase a home. I would look in emerging neighborhoods and communities. What are the areas that are up and coming? What areas have the most potential for an increase in equity over the next 5 to 10 years? Look to see where municipalities have upcoming projects and developments. That's where you want to purchase a home. Look at the historic neighborhoods in Detroit: Rosedale Park, Boston Edison, Sherwood Forest, Palmer Woods, the University District, the Jefferson Chalmers area. They have a lot of upcoming projects and developments that are sure to increase demand and drive the prices north for years to come. And it's going to be sustainable. If looking at Detroit suburbs, look for areas that have the best school districts. Homes are more expensive now, so private school tuition will likely be a negative for families to purchase. Look at Northfield, Novi, Troy, Bloomfield, Grosse Pointe, Rochester, the Oakland Community Schools. And then you have your staples like Royal Oak, Berkeley, Ferndale, Birmingham. These areas are safe havens for equity. If you can't afford these areas, target markets that are just north of 696. They tend to have a higher price per square foot than communities just south, but these communities are desirable, which should attribute to price appreciation. Secondly, be prepared to pay over asking, with the expectation that you're making an investment and will recoup the additional expense paid to obtain the property and equity over the next 12 months. Do not make your buying decision based on what home prices once were. That's over with. That's in the past. In 2014, you could get a fully renovated home in Oak Park for $100,000. Now, you're paying $250,000 for that same property. So don't focus on what could have been. Focus on what's to come and what you can do today to position yourself for the future. Save as much money as you can. If you like homes that are $200,000, I would save $20,000 with the expectation that there will be competition. Have 10% of the sales price saved so that you can make a competitive offer. Sellers are not helping you cover closing costs any longer. Those days are all but over. Another thing is, look into buying ugly homes. Look for homes that are in good areas, but are outdated and have a lot of cosmetic defects. It may be worth buying a home that's not renovated and you making the investment yourself to save some money and retain more equity in the future, if you're able to. I'd look at a less desirable home that's been sitting on the market for 30, 45, 60 plus days, because that gives me some leverage as a buyer, versus a renovated home that just hit the market today and is going to have intense competition and multiple offers. Now, I do expect the market to soften some as homes hit the market this summer. Q1 was ridiculous. So hopefully there is some relief for my buyers. But remember to stay patient, save your money, and reach out to me if you have any questions. I hope this video was beneficial and worth your time today. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to helping you purchase your first home.